We've reached our destination.
Oh, that's a good way to stick.
Hell yeah! There's no way you can complain about how...
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Hey. Sorry if I'm a bit restless during the night. Come on, guys. We've got lots to do.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancius.
No choice!
A wailing banshee of lightning! Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
Backing down! My turn! Rending you apart! A comfortable win. Coming through! Not again! My turn! Rending you apart! A comfortable win.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. Ugh, so hot.
Well, yeah. We've reached...
Huh.
Right, here goes!
Wish darkness! Let the marksman handle this!
I'm surrounded!
Their hide is thick as armor!
Finish it! Keep charging us!
That's what my shield. Remind me to stay on your good side.
This one's mine!
I'm ready!
Law!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Easy! Way to go!
I'll finish you here and now!
Magic is amped! Holy lance! Blah blah blah! Air thrust! Blah blah blah! Air thrust!
Should have messed with me!
I
Finish it!
Hey! Blow them away! I'm impressed you managed to keep up.
Don't patronize me!
You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much.
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty nails! Gusty nails!
Finish it!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause Law's on
Arrow
it.
squall!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Nothing gets by me!
The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
Can
you take it?
Take this!
Divine Streak!
I'm ready!
Arrow Squall! Arrow Squall!
Oh, back in there to take this!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be!
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky. My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Xion? Oh, wait. I bet you're hungry.
Go no further!
Eat this! Quiver Dragon! All
Divine
here
Strength!
now! You're mine!
Arrow Squall! You have to aim for the right area on their back. Arrow Squall! The flashing part's their weak point.
Split it open!
Be my guest!
Armor won't save you!
Thank you. So, honey,
I only did what any other would.
I think you're nicer than you let
Our
on.
weapons are the sword and fists and...
Staff.
And you ruined it.
Discourteous. Sanchi.
Firmament Render!
Dragon
Arrow Squall!
Take it!
Sharpness!
Can't get out of...
Use Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Burn in hell!
Where are you going?
I'll finish you here and now!
Got fire!
Firmament Unstoppable! Let a marksman handle
Damn it!
That's on the wind!
All yours!
Arrow Squall!
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kitara!
Do it!
Arrow Squall!
Blow them away!
Firmament Render!
These
Arrow
fists have
Squall!
got your name on them!
Does it hurt?
Soaring blast!
Whew. Thank goodness we won! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Ranger!
I'm on it!
Here!
Elusive deity! Eagle ray!
Chain between heaven
Take
and
this!
earth!
Megasonic thrust!
Wailing dancing lightning!
Hurricane
Feel!
thrust! Flying free! What if they just sit still?
Xion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Watch this! Can't get out of this!
Leave the tower!
Now you see what I can do! Take this! Bestow thy mystic...
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
It'll be a breeze! Get in, get out!
Arrow Squall!
Okay, here I go.
Arrow Squall!
Thanks.
Others walk in! Elusive deity!
Arrow Squall! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Firmament Render! Arrow Squall! Magic is there! Arrow Squall!
Dragon Sword! Swallow dance!
You get the gist. Sharpness!
An admirable display of force.
See what an admiral?
I can't even swim.
Never mind.
That's my cue. Arrow squall! Well, looky here.
This'll make us even more formidable.
No further!
Arrow squall! You get the gist.
Smash it!
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
In an instant!
Impact block!
We work well together.
Render.
Like a finely timed
Arrow
walk.
squall! Magic is there! Arrow squall! Blah, blah, blah. Arrow squall! I can handle it. Leave the enemy's arch to me.
Wide open! No,
I
won't
like here.
escape me!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't... that good?
Play along, would you? It's on!
Sharpness!
Super swallow dance! Explosive ring! I'll finish you here and now! Yeah, appreciate the concern.
The sooner you stop thanking, the sooner you can start helping.
I mean, yes, sir.
Vanquish darkness!
Still got that Lord Razzmatazz!
Foremost, Lord Razzmatazz.
Details, details. I can carve through it!
Magic is amped! Sharpness!
That's what I like to hear. Guess I misread the landing. Gotta break through!
Sharpness!
I'll thank you.
Not in your arch field! Ice prison!
Stay calm.
To a
I shall
dream!
provide assistance.
Ice prison! I'm on a roll!
We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Sharpness! Too much to handle. Nice, Law.
We get all the love.
Hey, I'm here too, you know.
I'm ready.
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
Which one is it? Divine! I can carve through armor!
Hold on to your arms. Here I come!
Denied! Don't hit a word!
In an instant!
Impact block!
We won that by a mile! It's crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there'll be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Especially you, Law. No pushing anyone, not even as a joke.
I'm not a little kid! It's on!
Ice prison! Don't mind if I hold on to your arc. Here I come!
Take this!
Ice prison!
I'm on a roll! I'm ready!
I'm on!
Hurricane thrust!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Pow!
Ice prison!
I'm on! Here I come! Armor won't save you!
Not in your dreams! Ice prison!
Elusive deity! Take it out! Hit a
Can't
word!
get out of
Earth
bed.
Hurricane thrust!
Sharpness!
Shine!
Radiant
Ice
ray!
prison!
Take regeneration! Regenerate!
I owe you one.
Ow!
A scream.
Firmament ready!
Leave the charging to me!
Bloody howling!
Blah, blah, blah! I'm ready!
Do it!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Fire's a laughing! Sharpness! Darkness! You get the jet!
Burn in hell!
Vanquish darkness!
I'll grind you into dust! Dragon Shout!
Divine
See
strength!
what happened there as you crossed me. I'm ready to done that.
I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life! My fists are crushing it out there! Now you see what I can watch this!
Hold on to your arc. Here I come!
We got the advantage! Good! Hey! Blow them away! How's that? You're mine!
Acceptable.
Can't get out of this! I'm like bait to the Lunasaur!
Ice prison!
Oh! Now I'm real mad! The flame inside is yours to be let free! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang! Yeah, I look pretty flashy out there.
So glad it met with your approval.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Sharpness!
I'm on it! Glitter Ray!
Ice prison!
Eagle Ray!
The flashing part's their weak point.
I'm on it! Coming careful!
Ice prison!
Rising Falcon! This one's mine! Demon Ladder! Take this! Denied! I'm ready!
Dohaline!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Certainly not. Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
No backing down!
Sharpness!
No further!
I'll smash you! Take it!
Ice prison!
You go! I'll finish you here and now!
In an instant!
Impact block!
We work well together. like a finely timed walk.
Was that a new skill I saw back there?
Indeed. Well, sorta. Actually, it's a family staple harkening back 8 generations.
Maybe you can just write all this down?
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Dohalim. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle. Both.
Not necessarily. Both of them contain Earth astral energy.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
Is summoning Zoogle?
Take care of them while keeping an eye on it.
You're mine!
I've risen!
Burn in hell!
Take this! First strike! Now you see what I can do!
Where are you going?
Denied!
You're blasting shots!
Wide open!
It won't escape me!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Watch your back!
Ready and ready!
I'm ready! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Azure Storm!
Seismic rush! Do you require a hand?
Not in your dreams!
Can't get out of this! Let's tear him up! Armor won't save you!
Now's our chance!
Eat this!
You picked the wrong fight!
That's enough! Does it hurt? Dragon Shell! Dance on the wind! I'm ready!
Kisara, I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Fire's attack! Magic Azam! Sharpness!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Nice, Law! You'll soon see about that! Hey, I'm here too, you know.
Your blade moves like silk.
That's just what my instincts take over.
Get out! How
Magic is
fascinating.
there! Sharpness! Close one! Ice prison!
Here and now! Hitting pile driver! Do it! Heal!
Fires of past magic is there! Sharpness!
Reinforcements incoming! Not a problem!
Ice prison! Not on my Arch shield! Ice prison!
I'm just getting
Where are
started!
you going?
Denied!
Bloody
Nice work!
Firmament Render! Arrow Squall! One more time! Ready!
Shows I'm Mr. Mercy!
You get the gist! Arrow Squall! You get the gist! Arrow Squall! You get the gist! Arrow Squall! Blah blah blah! Arrow Squall! Arch requires complete focus! Ready! Ice Prison!
Now you see what I can
The
do!
fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Now it's my turn!
Don't mind if I do! Thanks!
Finish it!
Out there!
In an instant! Impact block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed wall.
This one's mine!
Naked the abyss in a bind? Shouldn't have messed with me!
Whoa! Hey! Eat dirt! Fires! Blah blah blah! Magic! Sharpness! Not in your dream! Maybe show Kisara a little kindness, huh?
She is strong. She can handle herself.
You can be really dense, though, Helene. It's about to strike!
Like me again!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
Fairy circle! Like, how are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Open!
Just watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Hey, is that it over there? I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Always love the sound of hammers banging away. Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Xion can finally get rid of her thorns. Xion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Xion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
when this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Xion!
Alvin?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alvin.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Xion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Xion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Xion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadime, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renins. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself, I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegus.
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
This flavor, why, it rivals the cooked.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little?
I'm counting on you, Alphen. I want to go back to bed.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegus and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
We'll be going...
Hey, Alpin, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking...
For such a loudmouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Oh, dear me. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior... We have no choice but to... I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond recognition. Now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries.
Your good wish...
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to... I descended to... I witnessed the death.
Indeed.
Is everything...
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld. And
But Dohalim was a lord.
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about this.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lennig, Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lord.
well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of them? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on land. And luckily for us, the people...
Yeah!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself?
Tell me, Dohalim.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from comment.
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis's transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or view...
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through. Ridvoka!
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Harrows changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary, remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena? Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
place is beautiful.
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy.
A friendship based on mutual...
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection. Besides... Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend...
Hey! Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
It's almost strong.
Be my guest.
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that. Divine strength! With darkness!
You're mine!
Magic is ready! All disasters may one! Come from you
We're not finished!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! All disaster! Blah, 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 magic! Maelstrom! Blah, blah, blah!
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Darkness! All disasters made one! Come forth, the helix of humanity! These ones can run freaks around us! Maelstrom! Maelstrom! Darkness! Here goes!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
Maelstrom!
We can really make weapons with this?
Little help!
Darkness!
Vanquish darkness! I think I'll pass on the handshake. Divine strength! Vanquish darkness! Divine strength! Vanquish
Get out of
darkness!
this!
Smash you!
This one's mine!
This one's mine! Denied! Divine! Blah, 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 magic! Divine strength! Blah,
Should
blah,
have
blah.
messed with me!
Divine strength! All disasters made one! Come forth, the helix of your maelstrom!
Now or never.
I'm prison! Razor cyclone! Swallow's flight! Fire's attack! Magic is there! Darkness!
Can't get out of
Fire's attack! Blah, blah, blah! Darkness!
This one's mine!
All disasters made one! Come forth, the helix of your maelstrom!
Armor won't save us!
Vanquish darkness! Divine primed and ready!
that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I'm prison!
Eat this!
I'm ready! All yours, Kisara.
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Vanquish darkness! Divine strength!
Bring him down!
Divine strength!
Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Divine strength! Now
They
for something
smite with
special.
blackened blade.
I'm on a roll.
Take this!
Here goes.
You! I'm on a roll now! Be still!
An astral arc?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Magic. Divine. Blah, blah, blah. Divine. You get the gist.
I'm ready! All yours, Kisara! Be still! Demon Blast! Swing!
I'm freaking.
Plasma shock! You require a hand. Shouldn't have messed with me! In a bind?
Magic is there. Maelstrom. Blah, blah, blah. Maelstrom. Blah, blah, blah. Maelstrom.
Raging Luna Sword!
You get the gist.
I'm ready!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Go no further.
Nothing gets by me!
Super Swallow Day!
Maelstrom. All disaster. Grinders, how long are we going to keep this up for exactly? Ready.
Got spirit!
Raging Luna Sword!
Maelstrom.
Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
All disasters made
Heal
one.
my weary
Come forth and heal us with your Maelstrom.
Now you see what I can do!
This one's
Blah, blah,
mine!
blah. Eat this. Maelstrom. You get the gist. Maelstrom. Blah, blah, blah.
In an instant!
Impact Claw!
I'm ready for the next battle.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
No choice!
I'm on!
Big with sharpness.
Take this to heal my weary
Time to cross
Big
blade!
with sharpness. Divine strength. Divine strength.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous Claw!
Fire's attack magic is there. All disasters made one. Come
You picked the
forth
wrong
and heal us
fight.
with purity.
Armor won't save! I'm just getting
Can't
get out of this!
Where are you going?
Raging Luna Sword!
Divine. Blah, blah, blah. Maelstrom. Maelstrom.
No dawn shall break
You get the gist. Maelstrom. Blah, blah, blah. Maelstrom.
Now I'm in trouble.
Blah, blah, blah. Maelstrom.
Now I'm real mad! In a bind, here we go again! Burn in hell!
All disasters made one. Come forth and heal us with purity. Maelstrom. I'm prison.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nicely done.
Let's see what you've got. Is it too late to talk over our differences?
Magic is there.
Armor won't save you!
Sleep
I'm
now.
just getting started!
More for the stockpile.
Evil Five! Now I'm real mad!
More for the stockpile!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
May 1,000 nails carry you away! Gusty nails!
Get the You get the
Saving this one! More with the...
Rising Falcon!
I've been doing really great lately.
Little help!
Reflect on that thing. They might reflect.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Armor won't save you!
Now for something special!
Blah, blah, blah. I'm just getting started! Come and get! Glimmer Dragon! Rip and tear!
Hit!
You picked the wrong
Blah,
fight!
blah, blah. That's
Come and
sleep
get it.
now! More for the
I'll
stockpile!
finish you here and now! Rending you
Now!
apart!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Chain between heaven and earth! Magic is there!
I'll thank you!
More for the stockpile!
You see what happened there as you crossed me? Shouldn't have done
Gusty
that!
nails! Now! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Looks like we won.
further!
Eat this! I can carve through armor! A showdown between blade and fist! Can't get out of this!
Damn it,
You down! Summoning Ranger!
Dragon Shell! Watch this! Everlasting Duck! This was all not break this night! Now I'm in the groove! Watch it!
Here it goes!
Fire in the hole! You see what happened there as you crossed me? Shouldn't have done that. Don't suffer in silence. Anything in armor is all mine. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Now I'll smash you! My field! Now I'm in the groove! I'm not done! I'm ready!
Xeon, astral energy, full throttle! Dance in the wind!
Too slow!
Air thrust!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky. This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alvin.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imeris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion. There's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control Hugos like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Hugos, then we get some answers.
Game between heaven and earth. The sky is mine. A wailing wind.
Rip it! Magic
Magic is there.
Rip it! I'll finish you here now!
Take this!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Dragon! Take this!
All
Here I come! Dragon Form! Armor won't save you! It's wide open!
It won't escape me!
I'll finish you here and now! Glitter Dragon! I'm just getting started! Hurricane Thrust!
Magic is there. Thunderblade. I can do this all day.
Raging Lunar Sword! Glitter Dragon!
Divine Savior.
Here I go!
The waters of
Begin!
truth.
Take this!
Dance immortal goblet.
I'll find you with a shot!
Tidal wave.
Can't get out of this!
Blah blah blah. The air drop.
burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Dragon form! This one's all mine! Ready to go! Seismic Rupture!
Where are you going?
I'll face you! It's go time! Seismic Rupture!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone! Can't get out of this! Eagle Fly! I'll smash you!
More for the stockpile! Magic is there!
I owe you one. Being interrupted.
Sleep now!
I'll face you! Burn in hell!
More for the stockpile!
Rip it head! You're mine!
This one! You alright?
I'll be okay. I really owe you one. Let me free you of your power. It's almost there.
Close enough. Take it away, Law.
I thought you'd never ask. I'm just getting started. I'll face you. That's on the way. Here I come. Rending you apart. Bloody hell. Stay away from my friends.
Here goes!
No further.
You get I'll bring you down.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with life. Don't get carried away.
All disasters at once. Come forth, the heroes
Resuscitation.
of
Ignite! Heal my weary companion. They'll pay for the pain between you and us. Savage War! Now I'm in the groove! Elusive deity! Savage War! Rotating pile drive! I'm on it! In a bind?
Blah, 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 magic holy red! Blah, blah, blah.
Anything in the world! Go on!
Sleep now.
I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Now it's just her! Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seem that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I'm determined to sit. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin?
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Core's. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to...
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?